I am Ivan the Terrible, and this is my story.
In the annals of Russian history, one name stands out with a chilling resonance: Ivan IV Vasilyevich, better known as Ivan the Terrible. Born on August 25th, 1530, in Moscow, he became the first Tsar of Russia when crowned in 1547 at age 16, emerging as a figure both brilliant in his ambitious reforms that strengthened the state and terrifying in his tyrannical rule marked by paranoia and brutality. Ivan's early life was marked by profound trauma and relentless instability after becoming Grand Prince at age 3 following his father's death in 1533. Orphaned at the tender age of 8 with his mother's passing in 1538, he witnessed the brutal power struggles of the boyars, Russia's powerful aristocratic class, who ruthlessly vied for control, poisoned rivals, and dominated the regency period with intrigue and violence. Crowned Tsar at just 16 in 1547, Ivan's initial reign ushered in a golden age of significant reforms that transformed Russia. He introduced the Sudebnik of 1550, a comprehensive new code of laws that standardized legal practices across the land, and established the Zemsky Sobor, a national assembly representing clergy, nobility, and commoners, laying strong foundations for a centralized Russian state. Ivan's military prowess proved equally formidable during this era. Under his command, Russian forces conquered the powerful Khanate of Kazan in 1552 after a decisive siege, and then the Khanate of Astrakhan in 1556, dramatically expanding Russia's borders southward and securing vital Volga River trade routes essential for commerce and access to the Caspian Sea. These strategic victories not only modernized the Russian army with new artillery and disciplined Streltsy infantry units, but also solidified Ivan's absolute power. They transformed the once fragmented collection of Russian principalities into a formidable, unified empire poised for further expansion across Eastern Europe and Asia. A pivotal personal moment arrived with his marriage in 1547 to Anastasia Romanovna from the influential Zakharin family, a union that brought Ivan rare happiness, emotional stability, and political alliances. However, her suspicious death by poisoning in 1560, amid rumors of boyar plots, plunged Ivan into deep paranoia, grief, and distrust of the nobility that would define his later years. Convinced of widespread boyar treachery and poisoning conspiracies, Ivan dramatically threatened to abdicate the throne in 1565, withdrawing to a remote monastery and plunging the country into crisis. He returned only on condition, unleashing a terrifying new agenda: the Oprichnina, a brutal state within a state policed by his fanatical personal guard. The Oprichniki granted unchecked powers to purge enemies. These ominous Black Riders, clad in black monastic robes with dog-headed symbols and broom staffs signifying their role in sweeping away treason, unleashed a brutal campaign of state terror across Russia. They confiscated vast boyar lands, executed thousands of nobles and their families in show trials, and crushed any perceived opposition with ruthless efficiency. The most infamous act of this reign of terror was the massacre of Novgorod in 1570, where Ivan suspected the city's clergy and citizens of plotting with Poland-Lithuania. Over 6 weeks, his Oprichniki forces tortured and slaughtered up to 60,000 innocent people through drownings, floggings, and hangings, cementing Ivan's enduring reputation for extreme, unbridled cruelty. Ivan's later years were overshadowed by grueling, prolonged warfare, including the devastating Livonian War from 1558 to 1583 against a coalition of Sweden, Denmark, Poland, and Lithuania, alongside repeated invasions by the Crimean Khanate that burned Moscow in 1571. These endless conflicts severely drained Russia's manpower, treasury, and agricultural resources, exacerbating famine and economic collapse. Ivan's personal life remained deeply tragic amid these woes, highlighted by his uncontrollable fit of rage in 1581 that led to the fatal beating of his pregnant son and heir, Ivan Ivanovich, with a scepter during a heated family quarrel. This accidental killing left Ivan racked with remorse, further isolating him and dooming the succession. Ivan the Terrible died on March 28, 1584, at age 53, possibly from a stroke while playing chess. leaving behind a complex and deeply contradictory legacy of state-building triumphs and horrific atrocities. His death immediately ushered in the Time of Troubles, a catastrophic 15-year period from 1598 of famine, pretender wars, Polish occupation, and profound political and social instability. Ivan the Terrible is remembered today as both the architect of modern Russia, who centralized autocratic power, created a professional army, and vastly expanded its borders through conquests, and as a chilling symbol of unchecked tyranny and despotic violence. His reforms laid the groundwork for the Romanov dynasty that followed. His enduring, terrible reputation stems from the Russian word grozny, which truly means formidable, awe-inspiring, or even thunderous, rather than simply cruel, reflecting a ruler who was both a visionary statesman and a monstrous paranoid tyrant. This duality captures the essence of his polarizing historical image. Ultimately, Ivan IV's tumultuous reign from 1547 to 1584 forever shaped the course of Russian history, forging a centralized empire with defined borders and institutions while scarring its political landscape and national identity with the traumas of his Oprichnina terror. His legacy endures as a foundational, yet cautionary chapter in Russia's imperial story.